Attention, attention. You're looking at Phase 9 coming up, where I'll be talking about all the wiring I've got to do. So this is episode 1 of Phase 9.
Oh, Too Many Rides here. You're on the Too Many Rides channel. We're dealing with my fleet of XRs. Actually, one's an NX. But this is what I want to have ready to go at any time. NX, strictly street. I could go down a dirt road, but I don't want to get it dirty. As a matter of fact, it's dusty enough right now. And that's going great. It's got a little over 9,000 miles total. And it's fun to ride and everything. And then there's Nikki. Nikki's, I've got OHVs, which aren't part of my standard fleet, let's say. And Nikki's my dirt bike. Although I have 2 sets of wheels for them. And in the winter, when the high country snowed in, I can change out and do a little more street riding with it. Nikki's bitchin'. Ever since I put them together, that's about all I can say is it's bitchin'. I've climbed mountains and I've gone on the freeway, so it's great. And then there's my 2K. We're still working on it, and here we are starting Phase 9. Phase 9 is going to be doing all the wiring on 2K. I'm using 2 sets of wiring that came off of 2 different bikes and putting the best wires together, you might say. That being said, there's going to be some change-ups. I can't just fit things right on, and I'm going to have to do some modifications. And it's probably going to go kind of slower than something simple, and there'll probably be a few different episodes within Phase 9, the wiring. So welcome to Phase 9, wiring of 2K. Let's get started. Okay, so here's what I'm working with. Most people are going to be horrified, but I'm using this particular headlight. I have a newer, less marred unit of the same type. Well, that's the old kind of Baja designs that they used to sell. That's from quite a few years ago. The reason I'm using it is because it's already cut down to fit within the ears of my large 5.8 gallon tank, so I can turn the wheel without interference. Here's the set of wires off of the old decommissioned 1991 XR600R. Miscellaneous stuff here from all the wires I took off. It's not in bad shape. The OEM harness is not in bad shape, a little bit dirty. The wiring harness for the 2000 is just the same and is cleaner. It's in a little better shape. So I'm going to use that. That's the plan. Things don't always go according to plan. There'll be modifications necessary. I'm going to use the handlebar switch off of the 2000. And the reason being is it has a 4-position switch here, which I really like. I believe this is a Spanish-made unit. The way they had it hooked up is you had off. Everything was off. Ignition, low beam, and high beam. It's even got a kill switch button on it. This end of it is in stellar shape. There'll have to be modifications made, but it's in good shape. And the other end of that harness that goes all the way back to the battery at the airbox is in good shape too. There's a difference in plugs, which is probably going to add to the changeover scenario. One just has more items. And like for instance, emanating out of the hot side of this, there might even be 2 wires hot, just out of one plug. So that means on the other end of that, on the handlebar switch, where things come out here, I may have to chop up and put in some Ys or add some extra stuff. So I've had experience with wiring up 3 XRs for dual sport. This will make number 4. I've got some experience at it, and it's just plain going to be better every time. Phase 9. And I just wanted to give you an introduction to what's coming up. You're going to want to keep your eyes open for all the different aspects of wiring. I'll try to explain things, although it's hard to explain everything. For instance, somebody had written to me. They wrote, "Could you create a video showing how to wire up an XR600? And there's too many variables, and it's very hard to explain all the different things." I did give a basic once-over of how to do much of the stuff, but again, there's just too many variables to know what's on your bike, what somebody did before. The way this works in general is you use your original harness, the OEM XR600 harness, and that handles all the ignition. You don't even have to incorporate that within the battery if you don't want to. And then all the other stuff is in addition to the OEM harness. So it kind of runs over the top of it all. You don't have to do much, if any, modification to the OEM harness. Watch for Phase 9, all the different episodes involved with getting this wiring together. You know, that's just one of the few, it's the last big thing to do. Once I've got the wiring finished, it's just a matter of putting on the fender's tank and stuff and giving her a try. Fog lights, trail tech, hour gauge. You know, we're getting close to be riding in March. It's going to be a close call, but I think I can make it if I can just get to it. So watch for episode 2 as we get started doing all the wiring. It's going to be great. It might help you with your bike to see what I've done. Maybe not. This is my 4th 600 I've wired. As I make preparations here, I'm going through all my electrical stuff to make sure I'm not lacking anything as far as what I need to do a wiring job. Shrink wrap, wire, tape. I was checking all my connectors. There's going to be some new connections. Switches, soldering, tools, proper crimpers, strippers. Even going through the information from Trail Tech and Baja Designs. I'm lucky enough to have the Baja Designs Dual Sport Kit installation instructions. Their 2nd generation and their early generation. I'm more going to follow 2nd generation. The original wiring for the 91 was the early generation. But you've got the wiring diagram available and the whole instruction kit, how to make the modifications on an XR600. Even a guide to California licensing requirements. That on top of the original service manual and my general knowledge of it and having done it before is going to make this a breeze. This bike is going to be for riding up to the mountains and hitting dirt roads once I get there. Not really trail riding. It's going to be geared high. So with that said, I'm going to go with more visible signals and taillight. the Western Power Sports replacement for the original XR isn't really reflective. And I'd like to have the full reflector available so that cars pulling up behind me see me well, and my turn signals are highly visible as well. So I'll be using what came on the K2. You've got your reflector on the back, which is going to be good. And that's in good enough shape to use. I just noticed I'm a little low on male connectors, so I'll go ahead and place an order for that. I may use up every one I have on hand. These are dynamite connectors they're from Place Online back east. Can't remember the name right now, something like Wire Connector or something like that. But I'll put that up. You'll see that right here. Oh, there it is. There it is. Right on the screen for you. Even the website to go to. So that's all good stuff. This is my 4th Dual Sport 600 I've wired. I've even got a ride scheduled for the 29th. That's not far. I might have to use a different bike.